Look at this 2-color brioche crochet stitch. Do you see what I'm seeing? Or rather, what I'm not seeing? No ends. Because usually when you do this stitch, it's a migraine-worthy pile of ends that you have to weave in. But that's how we used to do it until now. And no, we aren't wasting our yarn by carrying it. It's just one technique, and we're gonna put it to use making an entire cowl together, start to finish. And I have 3 hacks that are gonna save you so much frustration along the way. So we have our chain of 40, which is the length of the collar that we're making. Immediately, we're gonna start off changing our yarn. So I'm gonna take it, wrap it around and pull it through this loop and then pull it tight. Give this first one a clip. We do not do a chain to turn, and I will show you why in a moment. And then we're gonna begin our yarn over slip stitch in this front loop all the way down to the end of our row. That first row is a bit of an anomaly. So I'm going to attach my second yarn, wrap my yarn around my hook, pull it through that stitch, pull it tight, and then give my yarn the snip. As we change sides and we're about to do our yarn over slip stitch in this lower bar, third loop, whatever you want to call it, you're going to take the yarn that you just finished with and hold it right below that bar, and then yarn over and begin your yarn over slip stitch going under this little tail, through your regular stitch, and then doing your slip stitch, and then doing it for that very next stitch, and then keep going. On this last one, I usually will tug it a little bit just to make sure that it's gonna get captured, and then when it stretches out, it's gonna fall into a stitch, and then you just continue your yarn over slip stitch all the way down. Hi, Francis. The boss has come to inspect my work. As we get to the other side of that very same row, this time we can hide the other yarn end, hiding it as we approach the end. So as I'm getting a few stitches closer to the end, I'm going to just kind of hold it in front of my work and then see where I need to start doing my yarn over slip stitch over that piece. So we'll start about there. And there are no visible ends to be seen, and you finish the count. You attach your yarn again, give it a little snip yet again, and we continue in the other direction. Once again, trapping the previous row's yarn tail underneath our stitch. Or in this case, it's tails plural because I'm double stranding one of my yarns. And the reason I'm doing that is because this double stranded yellow with this is what we need to mimic the look from our honeycomb sweater video. If you are double stranding your yarn, it makes this very last stitch at the end of your row even harder to see. And this last stitch is really the key to getting that professional clean edge on your piece. I am heading towards the end and I have my tails in front. I'm going to start weaving them in. See how condensed these stitches are getting? Well, we want to really get our hook under our yarn tails and into this very last stitch here before we turn. Because remember, we don't have any turning chains, which means that if you see a loop on your work, you have to have a stitch in there. It can take a few tries to see those last teeny stitches, so don't beat yourself up about it. If anything, count for a few rows. You always should have exactly the same number of stitches. Oh, and if you can't remember which tail you're supposed to be weaving in which direction, it's always going to be the yarn that you are stitching into. And then once you have that down, you just change colors every time at the end. And let's do about 10 rows. I'm gonna count up and back as one since we're doing it evenly here. I'll meet you back here. So after 10 rows, it should be looking like this with a really nice straight edge on the side. If yours isn't looking like this, you can just treat this like your practice. And I promise you, it takes a few tries, but you will get it. Before I set you loose on this, I want to share 3 pro tips that I had to learn the hard way, but have also been validated by the Stitch Lab community. If you're having trouble securing your yarn as you're changing it, instead of cutting right away after you've attached it, what you can do is trap that yarn and begin your yarn over slip stitch for 2 stitches so that your yarn is really nice and secure, and then give it a clip. Try that 2-stitch hack to give yourself a little bit of runway to make sure that your yarn is secured and you're not going to lose it on the other end. I know that these look really even, like my tension has barely changed, but don't expect yours to look like that at first. The pullover pattern has you start with the collar for exactly that reason, so that you can even out your stitch. If your collar's a little wobbly, it's not gonna matter, and by the time you get to the body of the piece, you will have found your groove. So you started out with something that you thought was like the perfect gauge, and then as it gets bigger, you notice it kind of starts stretching out a little bit, just like with the weight of the yarn, and that's okay. It'll make the cowl just even more luscious as you wear it. And to see how far we are, we can just wrap it around, and we have a little bit more to go. But isn't it looking gorgeous? I'm sure yours is looking equally as beautiful. Once you've made it to the full size that you want, it should stretch really nicely around your head. Lipstick might have been a poor choice for this one. You'll want to end on the opposite color that you started with. So I started with my white and gold yarn, and so I'm going to do my very last join to connect this with that same yarn. So I'm going to change yarns like usual, but then this time I'm going to do a yarn over slip stitch, and I'm actually going to hide both tails at this point. And I'm going to do the stitch like I normally would, but then I'm going to connect it on the other side through the opposite end stitch. It's basically just a really fancy slip stitch join. You're doing a yarn over slip stitch join, hiding a bunch of yarn in the process, and we just use that to seam it together. And what we've done is we've created a seam. It's this one. It's pretty invisible and flat. So this is the one end you're gonna have to weave in. And now you've not only mastered this stitch, but you have this incredible, gorgeous cowl that you can add on to any outfit. Ugh, lipstick was a poor choice. It's truly reversible with your ends perfectly hidden. It just looks so professional. And if you're ready for the next challenge, make sure that you are subscribed, because the full pullover pattern is coming out shortly. I'm Lee. I'll see you in the next one.